So, I'm gonna shoot on and she is here. This is a very touching case. Hey, beautiful.
Yeah, I was on the call somebody of my family members are calling me, so I was on the phone with one of my cousins. But hi,
It's
how are you guys?
okay. It's okay. Oh, we was having a little difficult time up here anyway, trying to get stuff together, but it's okay. You just in
Okay.
time. How are you?
Girl, I'm so tired. It's cold here. I mean, we're not used to the cold. It's cold here to us, and because it's like 40 some degrees, and we're not used to that. But it's
Ooh,
cold, and I just got home. I'm freezing, but I'm okay. Other than that, I'm fine.
you good? Okay.
Yeah. How about yourself?
I'm tired, you know.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
yeah, but I'm okay. I'm okay. I have Katie here with me.
Hi, Katie.
Hello, nice to meet you.
I don't know. You'll see invites popping in. I don't know why because I don't know. I have to try to figure out how to just do three of us next time, three boxes.
Mhm. Mhm.
We'll have to
So
figure it out.
yeah, we'll figure it out next time. But that's Katie, and Katie was nice enough to do the flyer, the orange flyer that's going crazy on Twitter, X that everybody says.
I thank you, Katie.
You're
And
welcome.
she was very interested in this case.
Mhm.
Yeah, very much so. So she wants to help me out, with the ends and stuff and help me promote, spread the awareness and whatever else that needs to be done.
Mhm.
So before we get started, I want to say to everybody, please, please, please share this live. Share this live like you ain't never shared before. Okay? Share this live like if you knew her cousin yourself. Matter of fact, share this live like if she's your cousin. Show her love like if she's your cousin.
Oh, thank you. One of my cousins, Naomi, she's here. I just want to thank her for the support, just for being.
Oh, okay, that's your cousin. Hi,
Yes, that's my
Naomi.
cousin. That's my cousin.
And
Hi.
I would like to just say if anyone watches this after the live, to please share her flyer if you were unable to come in while this was live.
Okay. Thank you.
And also, if you are unable to come in, don't worry because I will be posting this on all social platforms after. So as soon as we get off, I'm going to download it to my laptop, fix it up, and it's going to go on all social platforms. Okay. YouTube, TikTok, YouTube, yeah, and TikTok is going to go in the Reels, Facebook, everywhere. Can you tell anybody who you are?
I mean, oh,
Yes.
of course, my name is Monica Rivers. I am the cousin of the missing Shapammala Buckner. Yeah.
Can you talk about a little bit about your relationship with your cousin?
Um, is since I'm so way older than her, like she's 28, I'm 45, so you know, um, I have, I guess, a big cousin type relationship with her. Like, I mean, we really didn't. I don't know how to explain it, but she was my little cousin, so she was always like to me a kid. Um, she's very. We was kind of not really close, but she needed anything, I'm there for her, and I was there for her, and she used to actually babysit my daughter for me. My daughter is 20 now, so I'm like the big cousin, so it's like we have like that kind of like a parent type child relationship with me. Like, I was that big cousin that stayed on her if she did anything and, stuff like that. So it's like we didn't really have like it wasn't a bad relationship or anything at all. It's just, it wasn't in my age bracket. So I was more like a big cousin to
Right,
her.
right.
Because I'm her mom's cousin. So I'm her mom's first cousin. So Pam is actually my second cousin. So, it was like, not a relationship like me and her mom because we're cousins, but her it was more like she was my child type
Gotcha.
relationship.
So
Yeah.
you was the big cousin, like you stayed on top of things.
Yes, exactly.
Gotcha. That's good though. Sure, I want a
Yeah.
cousin like that. That's good. Um, Take us back until when you found out she was missing.
Um, the day I found out she was missing, I had just got out work. Now I don't remember, of course, the exact date. I do know, however, it was June. It was like early to mid June, in between there, where I came home from work one evening, and I was just sitting on the couch, and had the TV on silent, and I I was the news station, the news was on, but I had it silenced because I was doing something else. And I was just, how you watch something and you look up and you just do your multitasking pretty much. And I was multitasking, like doing something I think on my phone possibly, and up looking up like every once in a while, like looking up at the news, and then would look back down at my phone or whatever the case may be. And I just so happened to look up at the news, at the TV, and seen a picture, and I was like, wait a minute, that was like Shapammala, like what? And so by the time I called it, it had went off, and I was the news station I was watching that I saw that on. I went to my phone, I pulled it up, and I said, "Let me just make sure and see if this Chappelle because nobody has told me, that she was missing or anything, or no, I had no idea." So I went to the news station on my phone, and there it was. It was the story, and it was her. And I'm like, wow, so I just put in a few phone calls to family, like her aunt, which is her mom's sister, and her sister. She only has one sibling, so called her sister. Like nobody knew she was missing, pretty much. And I'm like, yeah, she's missing. And no, everybody was like, what? And I don't know if they thought I was just saying something, but I'm like, no, she's missing. Like it was on the news. So yeah, that was that, and we just pretty much hauled ass to her house. Excuse my language, but
It's
jumped up
okay.
and put clothes on, and we was like, let's meet at Chappelle's house in 10 minutes, 15 minutes, because she stayed up the street from us. In between my house and her sister's house, it was 10 minutes away. So we just met over her house to see what was going on. Yeah.
When you got there, what happened?
So it was me, my daughter, and her Chappelle's sister, and her husband and his brother. So when we got there, we let the men go up, to access
Right.
the door. I mean the home. So they went upstairs, and we kind of stood behind them just in case. And when they went upstairs, they just kind of like went in the house. Like they didn't have to knock. They knocked, but I guess the door was open, so they just went in. And we were like, "What?" So then when they went in, they came back out and was like, "Y'all come on." So we went in. I guess they must have went in and cleared to make sure things was clear for the
Right.
girls to come in. So we ended up coming in, and we went in, and we were just standing there looking around like, "What the hell?" And there was the brothers sit on the couch, like in a dark house, like nothing happening. And so yeah, from there it went from there.
So wait, the brother was sitting in the house?
Yes, on the couch. Matter of fact, he was laying on the couch because he must have been asleep when
Go
we
that part.
came in. Yeah.
Oh
hmm
shit. Oh, excuse my language. Goddamn. Okay. Okay. Tell us who's the brother.
I don't know his name, and honestly, for legal reasons, I
You
really
don't
can't.
have to say his name, but who is he related to?
Chappelle's ex-boyfriend. We can't really
That's what
just
I
say
mean.
his
Yeah.
name. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So
So
he's
he was in the
he's the
house.
younger brother of Chappelle's ex-boyfriend that she stayed with. Yes, he was in the house by himself on the couch, just laying there. Yeah.
What did he say to you?
He didn't say anything to me because I didn't say anything to him. The guys, which is Pamela's sister, husband, and her brother, his brother, the husband's brother, were like, "Where's Pamela? Like, what's going on? Where's Pamela?" And he was like, "I don't know. She left." And he was like, "Left." So at this time, while he's saying she left and whatever they're talking about, I'm not sure because at this point, me personally, I'm walking around the house opening and closet doors and looking under beds and going into rooms and bathrooms and searching under cabinets to see what I can see.
Right.
And of course, I didn't find nothing but a trashed house. But so I didn't really hear much of their conversation. I know they upset the brother because they were talking to him, trying to get answers out of him of where she was, and he just was like he didn't know she left. So they kind of was, I don't, like I said, I don't know all the questions or any of the questions because again, I was accessing the house. I
Right.
was too busy looking into to see if they something happened. They put her in the tub under the cabin because she was so tiny. So I'm just opening every closet door in the hall in the home and looking in there to see if I can see whatever I see.
How old was she?
At that time, she was 20 years old,
How much did she weigh?
98 pounds.
She was very tiny.
Yes, 4'11", 98. She looked like at the time my daughter was 13. My daughter was way bigger than and taller than her. And she used to babysit my daughter for me. But yeah, she was the big cousin out of all of them. And they were all bigger than her. But she still was the big cousin.
She was so little, right?
Yeah. She was the tiniest one, but yeah. Hmm.
Okay, so, oh wow. When does the cops show up?
Um, excuse me. So, okay, so as we went in the house, I have to tell this a quick story, but as we went in the
No, go
house,
ahead.
and Shapammala's sister, her name is Shatisha. Once the brother, the boyfriend's brother couldn't come up with clear answers, she got a feeling that something bad happened to her sister. So she started screaming and crying. And she just screamed, "Call the police, call the cops." So I called the cops. It took them maybe like, I'm going to say, an hour to get there, maybe an hour and a half. Could have been more, I don't know, to get there. So at this time, she and I went outside, and I'm calming her down, talking to her, and we kind of like go back in the front of the apartments where we parked there, where the cars were, and we stood out there, and I think the cops showed up maybe, like I say, an hour and a half later, and yeah, they showed up about an hour and a half later, like with like two
What?
or three, yeah, with about, because of course, keep in mind, and I'm not making excuses, but keep in mind that the side of the area this is in, they take their time. So, um, but they finally show up, and when they show up, they approach us and like, did you guys call for assistance? And I was like, yeah, I did. And they were asking me like, what was the problem? So I began to tell them that my cousin came up missing, and you know the the last person that saw her, it was in the house, is currently in the apartment at the moment and not giving any answers, and we're just trying to get answers. So the cops was kind of upset, and honestly was asking me like, um, well, do y'all have an investigator on the case? They were, worried if we had an investigator. Has it been reported already? And we were like, yeah. So they, he pretty much told me that we couldn't go in the house and do anything because you guys have an investigator already. This, that, and the other. So as I'm out there talking to the cops, I'm scrolling the ex boyfriend's Facebook page, and then I see this post that says, about you're gonna F around with me and come up missing. And it just so happened to be 2 days before she came up missing. And I showed the cop, I was like, wait a minute, like look at this. And it
Mm.
took for me to show them that for them to haul ass and to go to the into the apartment. And then at that time when they did go in finally, so remember I said the brother was there by himself, and they were questioning him. Well, meanwhile, the cops show up. The boyfriend, he's back home from army orders. He's there now. So they go in and they talk to them, and they bring him outside and they question him, and they search his car, his trunk at the time, and find really nothing. But of course, you're not gonna find anything because they didn't. His car was not there when all this happened. So, um, but then yeah, they kind of like told us to just contact the investigator and let them know what we found and this, that, and they, like I said, they questioned them and that was about it, and they left. Well, they stayed for a little while, then they left. And yeah, that was that for that day.
What happened to your cousin?
I don't know what you. Oh, for them to come up missing, from what I'm
Yeah,
understanding,
yeah,
from what the neighbors said,
yeah.
they were, fighting on her. They beat her up. The brother and the sister of the boyfriend.
Okay, let's go back a little bit. They call your cousin Pam, right? For short.
Yes,
Can I say that, Pam?
yes, yes.
Pam, okay. So when the Pam was dating her boyfriend, right? Now, how long was she in a relationship with him?
I don't really know the exact, but I do know that they had been together. They were high school sweethearts.
Right,
So
that's what I mean, right.
I know I think they started dating maybe like like I'm gonna say 10th grade or so.
Okay.
Because I know they was together for a year or so or two. Then they went to prom and graduated the same day together and everything. So they were high school sweethearts.
So that was basically all she kind of knew, really, right? Like,
Yeah, yeah, pretty much.
yeah, yeah. That's when you're just dating, like, because from high school sweethearts, they moved into an apartment together, and so it's
Yes.
like when you're young like that, and that's like all you know, you
Yeah.
know? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like your love, you
They're in
think it's like your
love.
love of your life.
They've been in love for these years, and they're meant for. They finally realize they're meant for each other. They have love for each other. They're in love, and so yeah, of course, I think they had been staying there for at least about a year or so or two. They moved out pretty early, um, so it's not like they had just moved there. And yeah, they had stayed together. Like I said, I think it was at least a year and a half or two at that time.
Okay. That night, who came over to her house?
What night?
The night she disappeared.
They were there that day. It was early in the day when this happened, like broad daylight. It was
Okay.
the boyfriend's brother and his sister. They came. Now, if anyone else came, I'm not sure. It's very highly possible that their maternal parent, could have been there, but I don't know. But it's from what I'm understanding, the brother and the sister are the ones that came and to the actual door and knocked on the door.
What did they come to the house for?
Supposedly to pick up some clothes, some items that they had left there before.
Okay. All right. So they come to the house because they were staying there before, right? They were living there.
No, they were like, how they would just frequent the apartment. They would come,
Come and
stay a
go.
night. Yeah, they weren't living there. No,
Oh,
they
they were
never.
just come and going.
Yeah, they would just like spend a night here and there.
Oh, okay, I got you. I thought they were living there. Okay, my bad.
Oh no, no.
Okay. Oh, okay, I got you. I got you. I'm sorry. I apologize. So they came to pick up some clothes. How was the relationship with how was the relationship with them and Pam?
Um, they didn't really, I guess, too much like her. But of course, when they feel like someone is coming and took your sibling away, your brother away from you, they, to me, honestly, sometimes it can either be bad or good. In this
Mhm.
case, it was not good because they felt like she was there taking the brother away when in reality the brother, was his is his own person. And he'll tell you he was like the black sheep, out the siblings. He's the oldest, but he's the black sheep. And so um yeah, but his family, I wasn't always not liking her, but sometimes when her and the boyfriend would get into it, of course the mom and the sister and them would intervene and things like that. But they at the end they just did not like her because they felt like he was letting her overpower him, in which she really wasn't. It was just him listening to his girlfriend. I don't feel comfortable with them being around, and seeing as though the mom had already before made the sister fight Pam, and of course everybody's bigger than Pam. A
Yeah.
5-year old is bigger than Pam, so you know, yeah, it was they really didn't too much like her for no reason. And again, Pam is a very petite girl, very reserved, very quiet, very soft spoken. She didn't start any drama or any of that. And I'm not just saying this because she was my cousin, but she
I
was
understand.
she was really a loving girl. Um like she was just a loving girl, just never had a negative. I can honestly say I've never heard her speak negatively about anything. You know,
Oh,
yeah, her demeanor was such a positive girl. And
that's
anybody
good.
who knew her that's on this live or that went to school with her, they would always tell you that she was a sweet, quiet girl.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I look at her Facebook pictures, and when you look at somebody, you could kind of tell this
Yeah.
is their how do you say that? The aura, I think.
Yeah.
Right? Am I saying it
Yeah.
right? Like you could kind of
Hmm.
tell the personality a little bit.
Yeah.
She seems like the kind of quiet person.
Very. Hmm.
She was a
Very
quiet person.
quiet. But don't get me wrong. If you talk to her, she might talk your ears off because that. But she's not. She's gonna sit there and not say anything. But then when you talk, she's gonna talk back. Like she's gonna have a conversation for you. She's gonna always try to tell you about the new jobs that she's got. She's gonna always try to tell you what, like, to get you on at the jobs and who's hiring.
Oh,
She was that girl. You know.
yeah, yeah, like I don't know, she just seems like a awesome like
Yeah, she was pretty. She was a pretty sweet
person.
little girl. Very respectful. Like I say, very quiet. Very, like I say, she talked, but I mean, and it was like she had this. It was like a very sweet and soft voice. Like she, it was like she wouldn't hurt a fly. Like she just was so small and just so petite, so
Mm,
sweet. Just and like I say, nothing was negative about her. Like you talk to her, you can even fuss at her, and she's not gonna frown. She's just gonna. You know how you fuss at a kid and they backlash? She was just like,
yeah.
yes, yes, yeah. She is like she was, and that's exactly really how she was. Like she was so like she'll take in, anytime she get in trouble or get it, which she never really got in trouble. But you talk to her and let her know something, she's always open and willing to hear what you had to say and not giving any negative backlash about it. Pretty much.
Wow.
So mature to be such a young girl.
Yeah, she was 20 years old. 20
Yeah.
years old, right?
20
She
years
went
old.
missing.
Loved
Wow.
animals. Shoes. I never forget. I went to school one time with her. She was in high school and I couldn't understand. I was like, why would Shapammala do this? She was in the FFA, the Future Farmers of America. And she was to raise a pig. And I was like, what in the hell is this? It was so funny, but hey, I went and I supported her. I went to the school with her, and we said it
That's
was,
so cool.
it was so funny. But I was like, what in the hell is your Pamela thinking? But hey, this what you want to do. This what you want to do. I'm here to support
She loves animals. I remember you
you. She
saying to me she
loved.
loved her animals
Yes, she did.
and
Yes,
neutral colors, right? Like,
yeah. I don't think she really had a favorite color. She was just a neutral type of girl. Like, oh yeah.
Wow.
Hmm.
Okay. They come to the house to get their belongings.
Hmm.
What happened? What do you know happened?
From what I'm understanding, from the neighbor,
Allegedly.
she says that well, she let them in. Well, first she calls her boyfriend. Okay, they're knocking on the door, right? She's afraid because she's already afraid of the brother, because he's this weirdo, right? So she
Hmm.
calls her boyfriend and she says, "Hey, your sister and brother at the door, this, that." So the boyfriend said, "Hey, okay, well, let them in. They're just there to get some items and then they should be leaving." She was like, "Okay." So she let him in. And then once they're in, I don't think they just started fighting her as soon as they got in, like that a particular second. But once they got in and closed the door, maybe a few minutes or minutes later or so, they started arguing it with her and picking at her, and then that's when the assault happened. Hmm. And again, keep in mind, it's two of these regular sized people
Right.
against a tiny kid looking person
Right.
that's very soft spoken and that won't even hurt a flea. Keep that in mind. So
That's the part that gets me so mad.
yeah,
Me too, because it wasn't like she could fight her own, because
exactly.
she's so petite.
Right, right. And that's why the mom would make the sister fight her too sometimes. The mom one time, from what I understand, they were riding somewhere in the car and Pam was with them one day. And the mom got upset and stopped the car and made the sister and Pam get out and fight. And of course Pam didn't win. Pam
Oh
is
my God.
yeah, yeah, exactly. She wasn't a fighter at all.
Just causing drama.
Yeah.
The boyfriend, was he abusive with her?
From what I heard from the one of the other aunts, yes.
So she had no win in this.
Well, I don't know if it was all the time. I just know in particular one or two times, but like I said, I didn't get in depth with it or the
Right.
questioning because at the time when they said it and came out with it, we was already at a funeral for a family member. So I
Mm,
didn't get, much
yeah.
information about it.
Oh wow. So okay. They arguing with her, they fight, they're picking on her, bullying her basically.
Hmm.
They've been bullying her.
Hmm.
That's what it seems like. They bullying her. They've been bullying her. Oh, that pissed me
Hmm.
off. The neighbor. Someone heard a commotion,
Yes.
but she also called for help.
Yes. So her and Pam were very close friends. She was, of course, a little older than Pam. She was a married lady with kids, and but her and Pam, since they stayed right next to each other, they were very close. And Ginger, sit. I'm sorry about that. You know how
Hi,
Ginger get, girl.
Ginger.
So, Ginger looking like who called me? So, excuse me. So anyway, the neighbor and Pam were cool and they were really close. They would hang out. They would bond. They would come out, like say they would just contact each other, call each other, text each other, and meet outside on the step because their front doors was right next to each other. So they would come outside and talk, and they was very close because Pam talked to her and told her a lot of stuff, just, daily stuff that you don't just really come and tell your auntie or your uncle or your cousin. There was more of a friendship type of thing with the neighbor.
Which
So
is good.
the neighbor, yeah, the neighbor knew a lot. So that day when the siblings came over and the neighbor actually heard the commotion going on, and I guess they must have been fighting her on and off. Pam was able to go back to her room and close the door. And that's when the neighbor asked her, had texted her and said, "Are you okay?" And she was like, "No, call the police, send the police." So she called in the police and told them that they needed to, to come to the apartment, the over or whatever due to a commotion. And but already Pam had already called my aunt, the one that raised her. She had already called her because she knew when they first got there, she knew that she didn't want to be there, so she called our aunt to come pick her up. And so when the commotion happened is when she told the neighbor to go ahead and call the police. So
I'm assuming, I'm just assuming this part, when she said call the police, it was getting bad.
yes, and she was able to text it like via text or either Facebook up to call. Yeah, that she needed them to come.
Oh, wow.
Hmm.
Yeah. It was like allegedly that they were like antagonizing her on purpose in a way.
Right. They yeah, as always. That's why she didn't want them at her house. They had her and her boyfriend had their apartment for a reason, and she felt like her home wasn't her home anymore because they would come over and spend a night sometime and just come and just take over. And she felt like she lost control of her own home.
Mm,
She said that, yeah,
That's so sad.
yeah, it
yeah.
is. And what was his saying? I mean, he the man. You know,
Yeah, they was
your siblings come in as they going, coming and going when they want to come, and it's like
yeah.
they
See, they
bullying
weren't
her.
as he was on army orders. They weren't supposed to come or be there. Um, they came anyway, and so they told him what they would just to come to get some things, and so he of course believed them and was like, well, just let them get their stuff. So I guess it won't be no big deal with him and with their mom and all that. So just let them get their things and they're gonna go.
Mhm. Right.
Yeah, and I honestly believe that. I believe that they did tell him we're just gonna get our stuff and go. I do believe that.
Look at that. I don't know if y'all could see the notifications popping. Y'all can't see the notifications popping up, right?
I think I can, but the conversation.
Uh,
I don't see
your
any
thing is
notifications
going crazy on Twitter.
Oh,
with her flyer.
Yeah,
Hey, that's awesome. Keep
yeah,
it going.
he's going buck wild on Twitter. Yeah.
oh,
hmm Um, this case, wow. Oh, this is a case that pisses you off really
yeah.
bad because it's like she's so small, so sweet,
Mm-hmm.
don't hurt a fly, don't want no drama.
Exactly.
She's been in this relationship. This is all she knows.
Right.
And it's like you got
She don't.
these.
She don't go outside and by herself, and because she doesn't know the area. You know, we really aren't from this side of town. So she had just not just moved, but she had just got familiar with the side of town within the last few years before that because she stayed on this side of the north side, and she moved on like maybe 10 minutes up the street. She didn't know anybody over there. So, of course, she stayed to
Mm,
herself. And then meeting a neighbor was a blessing because, they clicked and they were friends.
right. Which is a good thing because she was able to confide in her.
Yes, she confided a lot in the neighbor.
So she's seen a lot to the neighbor.
Yes, seen a lot, heard a lot. Yes.
This is so heartbroken. Heartbreaking. It really is. Um, let's talk about when I think a aunt goes to the house to see if
Mhm.
she's there.
Yes.
And what happened?
So after Pam has, text my aunt to come pick her up, um, my aunt told Pam, okay, well, the kids are in school right now. So when they get out of school, I can't leave right now. As soon as they get out of school, I'll come. I'm gonna come and get you and pick you up. So she said, okay. So I think maybe it was an hour or so or two before that happened. Before they got out of school. So when the kids got out of school, my aunt, because Shapammala's mom stayed walking distance from Shapamala, maybe down the street and around the corner right there. So she picked Pamela's mom up, and they both go to Shapamala's house. And they get out the car, go up the stairs, knock on the door. And when they knock on the door, they're like, "Hey, Shapamala here, but where's Shapamala?" And the brother comes out the house, closed the door behind himself, and stand on the porch, was standing in front of the door and says, "She's not here." Yeah.
Houston, Texas, Charlene. That was very suspicious when I heard that
Yes. And my
because it's the way I'm just imagining somebody going the way they're trying to close the door behind them.
right. And keep in mind before that happened, that's like I said again, all in the same day when the neighbor heard the commotion and she said, "Call the cops." The cops came first, right? When the cops knocked on the door, the cops got no answer at all. So they must have looked at the door and saw the cops and just didn't
Hmm.
answer. Because of course the cops probably would have came in.
Right.
But when my aunt came, of course her being an older lady, because my auntie, she's maybe like 70 now.
Oh,
She is not gonna knock him over and say, "Let me in the house," you know.
right.
So when she knocked on the door and was like, "Where's Pam?" Um, and he came out the house and closed the door and said, "She's not here." At the time, my auntie, not thinking too much into it, she just said, "Well, okay." Well, she knew why was she leaving. She knew I was coming to pick her up,
Mm.
and he just was like, "I don't know." She left. So he was like, "Well, okay." She was like, "Well, tell her." She was like, "Well, tell her to call me when she get back, cause I don't know where she could have went. Like where would she possibly go? Like this not like my auntie was like, this not like her. She wouldn't just leave. She don't know the area. She's not gonna just leave." So my aunt was like, "Okay." So my aunt and her mom left, and that was it.
Do you think she was in there?
Yes, I really do. Either like my auntie said, either, and now that my aunt thinks about it, my aunt like she's stuck on the fact that she think that Shapamala was in that house either deceased or fighting for her life to either be something, but she just think that injured Shapamala was in that house,
Yeah.
and that's why he came out and closed the door behind himself.
Yeah.
I mean, I would assume the same thing if I was in her shoes and the reaction of what he did.
Hmm.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Hey, Gingy. Hey,
Monster.
hey,
Um,
hey, come here, Gingy. Hey, girl.
how long was it when you heard about her missing?
Oh, it had to have been a missing. Um, so she was missing May 21st. I'm gonna say it was June. Let me see. June 14th or 15th. Up in that area. That date is very, very, very not. I mean, very, very inaccurate because I don't know, but it was roughly around about that time. I know it was almost a month later.
Okay. So it was a while.
Yes,
It was a while.
yes.
Now, I know you didn't know that she was missing. Did the cops even know?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
That's
cause she was on the news. Duh.
Yeah,
I'm
they
sorry.
had, but it was already 2 3 weeks before they was able to file the report because it was a process. The neighbor heard them, you know, arguing and fighting on her. She told the neighbor to call the cops. When the neighbor was trying to reach her after everything went quiet, because of course, keep in mind after the fight or the assault, everything went quiet immediately, and so the neighbor was like
Mm.
reaching out to her, like texting her, inboxing her, and they spoke every day, every
Oh,
single day. So the neighbor, after a day or two of not being able to reach Pam, and she said, if I text Pam, if I call her, if I inbox her on Facebook, she's gonna automatically respond to me. And she haven't responded to me in a day or two, in 2 days. So the neighbor called the boyfriend and was like, "Have you heard from Pam? Because this your brother and them was over there fighting her, and now she won't answer." So the boyfriend started calling and no answer. And so he was like, I can't get in contact with her either. Like, I haven't spoke to her like in a day or two because they had an argument or whatever before. Whatever, they had their little bad like argument. But he was out of town in Louisiana on orders, so he was away. So he was like, yeah, last time we talked, we had a little argument or whatever. Um, so he's like, yeah, he's like, I can't. She won't answer for me. I'm thinking she's just mad. And my brother told me that she
Oh
wasn't at home.
no.
She wasn't there. So the neighbor was like, something is wrong. I just feel it in my gut that something is wrong. And so the neighbor was like, I'm gonna file a missing persons report. And the boyfriend was like, well, no, wait till I come home. I think she might have just left. Of course, because the brother told him she left you for another man. So the boyfriend was like believing what his brother said because he's not there. And they had they argument a day or two before. So he's like, okay, maybe this is true. So he was like, well, wait till I get home to try so I can try to see where she is to find her and see what's going on as to why she's not answering us. So the neighbor said, nah, it's been take 2 days. Regardless if you and Pam had a problem, Pam is not gonna not respond to me. We're gonna always talk and text back.
Mm.
Pam has not even opened the messages that I've sent her. So the neighbor, using her better judgment, she went to the office, to the front office, and she talked to the front manager about it. And Pam was the kind of girl like she would go to the front office, just to talk to the manager and, she was close to the manager too. So the manager was like,
Good
you know, when
stuff.
the
Good.
when no when the neighbor came and told her the manager what she had heard and witnessed and called the cops and that somebody needed to go check on Pam and see what's going on in the apartment because Pam is not answering. The um the um the apartment manager actually went to the apartment and the apartment was unlocked and open, which lead us to believe that before that happened, they was of course there and left and couldn't lock the door because they didn't have any keys or something, or the door was broken. So yeah, it was broken. That's how when we came finally that day, we was able to just come in because the door was just you could just push it and it opens. But anyway,
Mm.
so the manager came to the apartment and she had when she noticed Pam wasn't there, she didn't go in, but she did have what is it, maintenance to board up the door. And she left a note for Pam to call her or come to the office when she got the note. And a few days later, since Pam, she was like, well, Pam comes and talk to me, speak to me every other day. When she's checking the mail, I haven't seen her. So, yeah, that is kind of weird. So the front door, I mean, the front office, the manager went ahead and called HPD. And HPD, I don't know how long in between that time it took for them to come, but they end up coming that day, maybe the next day, I don't know. But she did tell them that she needed to, file a missing persons report. So they filed it. And then I don't know how long it takes once they file it, what's the process once it hits the media. But I saw it, like I say, on the news like June. And it could have been on the news before then. That just was my first time seeing it.
You said the door was broken, right?
Yeah, it was like so like yeah, like it was like the lock was messed up to where they couldn't open it and close the door, like lock it or something like that. Yeah.
So I'm wondering if that happened during the altercation because
No,
was
no,
it
it happened
broken
after
before?
because no. So Pam let them in the first day. So once they did whatever they did, the cops was called and everything. they and when the manager came to lock the door, they, from what I understand, the neighbors saw the brother going up the back balcony to open the door, and that's how they got in. So they remind you, remember, keep in mind that this is all within a month, like 3 to 4 weeks after the altercation. So they had time to come back to the apartment, live and spend the night, and just
Right.
do whatever. So yeah, they didn't have a key. They to get back in because the manager locked up the apartment and boarded it. They had to break in it to get in. Yeah,
They was
I was
just
gonna say they probably left in a rush and were like, "Oh goodness, we need to go back there," so they had to break it in. And
I think what they did too, possibly when they heard the neighbor, like the manager knocking on the door, letting her know it was her. I think they could have, he could have went out the back because they had a balcony. So from what I understand, the brother would frequently go up and down the balcony to do, to leave and come, and that's how he would come in the house. And like either he broke the, but not broke it, but he out to the back balcony door to be able to come in, and then they would of course come in out through the front door too. Like they lived there because, of course, the boyfriend was gone for a month, and this happened maybe a week or so or two after he left, and they had all this time to still be there and do whatever they wanted to do while he wasn't there. And
where would they do, Charlene says where were they during the few days following?
what do you mean? The few days following what?
With a few days following what I guess the before she went missing probably. Where did they go?
I'ma
Where did
assume.
he go?
Oh, the boyfriend.
Oh, the boyfriend?
that's my guess.
Yeah, the boyfriend probably.
Well, the boyfriend, he was out of town on army orders, so he left May 3rd or 4th to
Yeah, he
go
wasn't
to
there.
another city. I mean state, which is Louisiana, and he will be on army orders until a little bit after like June 4th or 5th or something like that. He would arrive. So while this happened while he was on orders, and I know people have questions, but we have confirmed that he was exactly where he was supposed to have been. So he was in place. We spoke to his captain and all that good stuff. With his, what is it, the his captain or his leader.
Commander. Yeah.
Yeah, he actually was there the whole time. He was supposed to have been there. Because someone was trying to say he wasn't there. He was. He was
He
there.
was because I also seen post on that day
Yeah, he
from his where he was at his
yeah. Yeah, but we just had to go in and get proof from the command post that he
right
actually was at. So yeah, so
to make
everything is
sure.
in stone and everything is, you know, in black and white in the police file that we have, saying that he was actually where he was supposed to be.
That's good. Now,
Yeah.
do you know how, who, or how it got in the news by chance?
Yeah, yes. I guess once the HPD filed it, it automatically goes to in a. So that we have a missing persons department here. Well, they merged it with homicide now, but it was missing persons back then. So anytime missing persons get a missing persons report, it automatically hits the media. They'll
Okay.
automatically get it to, you know, news sources. Yeah. And that picture right there at the bottom with the glasses, that was my last time. I took that picture of her. That was my last time seeing her. And the whole picture is her, her mom, my daughter, and her boyfriend, and let me say my mom, her mom, my daughter, and her boyfriend. That was the day of the funeral of her uncle, well, her other aunt's husband, and I ended up taking her home. So we stopped by my mom because I didn't take my daughter with us to the funeral, and I was coming taking them home with me, not taking them home with me, but taking her home on this side of town. And we stopped by my mom's house to pick my daughter up. And I was like, oh, this is a perfect time to take a picture of with family because my mom was already sickly. you know. So I took a picture of it was three generations: my mom, Pam's mom, and then Pam and my daughter are considered the same generation. So it was three generations in one picture, and I was like, I should take this. So I took the picture, and yeah, it was really cute. But yeah, that's the picture that the last picture that anyone had seen her, because she didn't come around much. Like I said, she was as she had got older and to being, an adult. She was doing her thing, living her life, and working, and just living her life. So we would see her like ever so often. It wasn't every day.
Okay, I just have a few questions. I put it in my phone.
Hmm.
Have you and your family been in contact with any law enforcement or any organizations about the case?
Yes.
Okay. Can you tell us what organizations have helped you? First of all,
Um.
have you been getting any help?
Yes. I don't. Let me tell you, I'm so not good with names. um. Of course, HPD. Um. Has been who the case is with. So them, and then I don't know a lot of the names of the groups. It was one. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna say one, two, three. It's about 4 or 5 organizations that has helped us,
Good.
and of course the news stations. I've had several interviews with like Channel 11, Channel. We had and it's not really organizations. It's people like a pastor. He was a big help. Oh yeah,
Right.
EquiSurge.
Yes.
EquiSurge.
Exactly. Search. I was gonna say that.
Yeah, I contacted EquiSurge. Like when I found out she was missing, we went to see the next day after we left her house, Pam's house. The next morning, we woke up. Her sister and I went to HPD headquarters where her case was filed out of to get some answers to some questions that we had. Because of course, keep in mind this is all new to us too, and we got all the questions we answered, and yeah, I immediately like I'm gonna say 2 days later, I was like, okay, we need EquiSearch. So I contacted EquiSearch. And back then, like I said, it's a different process now because either way it go, if the family just call EquiSearch and say we need help, EquiSearch is gonna come. But in 2017, in order to get EquiSearch to come out and assist, you have to get approval from the um investigator on the case. So I had to literally beg the investigator to approve EquiSearch.
It sucks that it has to be like that. Is it
Yeah.
still like that?
No, 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 no. They changed it. Like the investigator that over a missing person case doesn't have to approve of it anymore. But back
Oh,
then, yes.
good.
And like I said, I had to beg him, and because at first he was completely against it. He was like, "No, I don't think that." And I'm like, "Look, sir, it's first of all, when time is not on our side. Like we're already 3 weeks out. Like this happened three
Right.
weeks ago, and I'm at least give my family peace of mind, closure, answers, whatever it is that we need for to and have EquiSearch come out, and look for her just in case. And at that time is when he said, "Okay, okay, I'll approve of it." You know, so
Yeah.
I had to call EquiSearch and say, "Hey, he approved of it." So, but they still have to communicate with each other. They just can't take my word of mouth saying, "Okay, he approved it." So I had to put them into communication, and then talk. They talked to the investigator, and the investigator told them that it was approved, and they came out. That was maybe like Tuesday or Wednesday. They came out that Saturday. We did a search that Saturday, July 24th.
Okay.
No, no, I'm sorry. No, no, no. June 24th. I'm sorry.
Have you received support from Let me see. I know I think I asked you that. Community members during this time. How has your relationship with your other relatives changed since Pam's disappearance?
I'm sorry, how does it work?
How have your relationship with any of your other relatives changed since Pam's disappearance?
Um, I don't. Well, most of my family are in support of me, of things, of everything that I'm doing. I only have. I don't know. One of her aunts is just completely like and it's not that we. I don't know. I how to even
You
explain it.
don't have to
It's
answer. If
kind
you
of
don't
hard to
feel
explain it,
comfortable, you
but
can say
yeah, it's not. It's
it's
not like I said. It's not bad. It's not good. It's just yeah. It's kind of a weird thing to even explain. I don't even know how to explain it. But either at the end of the day, it's not even important because she's. We're gonna just put her on the prayer list and move on.
there you go. There you go. Okay. Um, what do you miss most about Pam?
Um, just how sweet she was and how giving and just soft spoken, like how loving she was. Like she was like how somebody touch you and that touch is just so soft and they always have like a positive like note for you, or a positive saying for you, or a
Yeah.
positive just a positive word for you. That
Yeah.
she was always smiling, literally, always.
Made that comment last night. I was like, in all her pictures, she's smiling.
Yes, she does. Yeah. She did say that. She said in all her pictures she's smiling. Yeah.
Yeah. And see, the run it up day they said Pam was such a gentle soul in school. She was, yeah, you couldn't even, you wouldn't even know she was even there because she was so quiet and so sweet and just had a kind and positive word. Like you couldn't you wouldn't hear anything negative about her unless you made her mad or upset her or something. She was never a negative girl ever.
He said very shy until she warmed up to you.
Yes, like very.
Hi, run it up. I talked to you earlier in the message group that y'all have for her. Um, oh, something I had wrote down. What do you hope will happen moving forward?
Moving forward, I hope and pray that HPD um do what they promised me that they were going to do. And hopefully, moving forward, I hope we get some kind of answers, closure, something.
Yeah. Is there a message or awareness you want to raise regarding missing persons?
Um, missing persons to the families or to people in general.
To missing person cases?
Oh, yeah, I would always say because I know a lot of in Harris County, there's so many people missing, and a lot of families, and I'm not saying they're not looking for their family members, but I'm gonna say push harder, like to look for your family, push harder, stay on the investigators, constantly contact them, you know, figure out who's gonna be over, dealing with the case. Like, say if it's gonna be your mom, your dad, your cousin, whoever, just make sure that you guys stay on top of, you know, the investigation. Make sure any little detail is given, um, regardless if you think it's important or not. And just like I said, always let them know all the truths and ins and outs of your family member that's missing. And that's it.
Did they question any of them?
From
Did
what
they
I'm
have any
understanding,
suspects at this time?
yes. And yes, they have questioned. Well, so since the case has happened, we've had the original investigator, is now no longer the investigator. So that investigator only questioned the two that was last seen with her. That was it. But the new we have a new we have new investigators. They actually merged the departments out here with homicide as well as missing persons. So don't be alarmed if when you call them missing persons and they say it's homicide, because just because they say that, it's not your loved one or whoever you're contacting is not always it's not a homicide unless it's confirmed. But they just merged the two departments together to make it more investigators, because missing persons is an epidemic here in Harris County. So, but yeah, now the new investigators, we're just now getting started on some new stuff.
Did they question her boyfriend?
Yes.
Because Run It Up asked that. But we know that they said he was cleared because he wasn't nowhere near.
Right.
He was on relief for the Army
Mhm.
cadet, or right. So
Yeah,
he was clear.
they question him on his family, what he think. Yeah, they question him pretty good, but not. I mean, now and I also know they did question the other siblings, but it was the first investigator was he was just what, but it was the first investigator was he was just whatever they said she did. That's what happened. Maybe, and then his response to me when I contacted him one time, I said, "Hey, what's the update? What happened with when you questioned him?" And he just said, "She's 20 years old. You know how these girls are. She's 20, and maybe she just don't want to be found." And I'm like,
I hate that answer so
"Yeah,"
much
I think that
and
is
I,
so disrespectful.
and I
because I
know,
feel like they do that with anyone over the age of 18, and it's like family knows their
yeah.
family.
Well, I was like, first of all, that's BS, because if she was gonna leave or go anywhere, she'll be right back. And where else is she gonna go when her mom stayed walking distance from her? Our aunt that raised her stays up the street. I live up the street. We all, her sister live up the street. She knows how to come. So like she knows how to contact someone. She know our numbers by heart. Why haven't she called us? Since the day she was assaulted and the neighbor heard it and it went quiet suddenly, nobody has heard from her. She was on Insta media. She was on social media that day or the day before, and immediately after that, nothing. Cause this coming from a girl that's on social media every day. No posts on no social, no Instagram, no nothing, no posts anymore after that day. No phone calls, no answering inboxes or anything. And she's gonna respond to you regardless. So
Oh, was her phone, her belongings? Where was all that stuff?
it was at home, and so when the brother said that, uh, tell the brother that he left her for another man supposedly, um, and we came out like her phone, her keys, her purse, all of her clothes and belongings were still at the house. Was still there. Yeah. Along with her credit cards, everything. So she didn't have any money or anything. So she up
Were
and
you
left.
able to get access into her phone, or was it like cleared out?
I actually asked the now whenever we came back, we couldn't find the phone actually. But we know that she didn't take it. Um I spoke with the investigator and asked him to see if he can subpoena the phone records and all that good stuff. Even her credit cards and her
Absolutely.
can you okay, even her credit cards and in any cards she had that she used, I asked them the investigator to check to see if they had been in use, check her cell phone,
Right.
and he didn't do any of that.
Oh,
So yeah, so now that there's new investigators, they're starting over from scratch.
I was gonna
okay.
ask. That's good though.
Yeah.
Good. Wow.
So yeah. So and today I went to the police station
I was gonna
and
ask you.
to speak with them. Yeah, to speak with them. And they are one of them is sick, so I just was like, look, I'll come back. So I did leave a note for them to, contact me ASAP, and I'm giving them to the end of the week. And if I don't hear anything by this Friday, I'll be back. I'll be
Well, you
back.
know what, Cordy, and also, if you don't hear nothing, you call their supervisor.
Oh yeah, I have the downtown. That was my next stop. Like so, I was in. I went to a missing persons seminar here in Houston. They have those like twice a year. So my family, well, my uncle and I, we attend. We like kind of like take turns. So he'll go, I'll go, he'll go. But um, so that was where when I went back in was it April, I think. Yeah, I believe it. I went back in April, and I told HPD that was there at that time. The investigator I spoke with, how nothing was being done, and so I ended up. He gave me all the information to go to. So there's police stations all around Houston. Well, Pam's case is at a police station, way off at the local missing persons department station. But there is a police headquarters in our midtown area in Houston. So I was gonna go there before, and then just as I was gonna go there, it was really funny because I got a call from the new investigators telling me who they were and that they needed to speak with me. So I had a meeting with them, and that's when I was informed that her case is not a homicide. They just linked the two divisions together to have more investigators on the case. Um, and now we have like three investigators, one main investigator and two assistants, and they pretty much got so much stuff that they're working on, and I was actually pretty pleased seeing all the things that they showed me that they were doing. So I'm pretty pleased.
Good, and I'm glad that you're staying on top of it and continuing to be her voice.
Thank you. Oh, like I said, I'm 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 gonna forever, and I don't care who's with me or not. I'm gonna forever,
That's right.
you know. And if she ever come show up and come home, I'm gonna let her know, hey, I never stopped looking for you. I don't know
That's
who
right.
is and who not, and I don't care, but I'm gonna do what I do to, because
Exactly.
when she do come back, or if she do come back, at least I can say, hey, I never gave up. She'll know I
Mm.
never gave up. Her, myself, and my uncle, we're really trying to stay on top of things. And he just retired, so we'll be able to do a lot more. He's actually done pretty good too. He went because I wasn't able. I had, I worked so much, and then, but he actually we have her DNA on file and things like that. So it's like we're really working to get move forward, taking bigger steps. Because last investigator, it was like we were taking like tiny tippy toes, steps in the same spot. We weren't moving forward. So now with the new investigators, I feel like we're getting forward. We're really moving. So.
And the good thing is she is on a NamUs.
Yes, she was in that. She's been in that since she's been missing, but her DNA just got in her dinner records maybe about a year and a half or two ago. So
Okay.
yeah.
So everything's in.
Yes.
Good. That's because I know, I never knew how important it was to get a
Yeah.
NamUs.
Yes. And let me tell you, every missing, I even search in the missing people's missing groups on Facebook and all that. And I join. I don't care if it's in Timbuktu. I join and I add her flyer to every one of them. So
Good.
yeah,
Yeah, I keep posting her flyers and everything. I
yeah.
just have two more questions.
Okay.
And then I'll give it to Katie, and then I don't know if Katie has anything she wants to ask you, but
Thank you, Charlene.
I want to pull up something.
Yes. She is a nameless Charlene.
She'll
Oh,
continue to be a
wait a
name.
minute, where is it? Okay. Oh, I gotta pull it up on this side. Come on, come on. Give me 1 minute, y'all, because I think I have to look on my. I don't know why that was weird. Why did that happen just like that? Hmm.
And to everybody who watching, I'm gonna just let you guys know I do keep updates posted. So I do update often or as need be, as much as I can. So you guys will get an update or anything that I can say because a lot of things, you just can't really just say, but
Yeah.
things that I can say and post, I will. I do tend to keep everyone posted and updated on, things so they won't, because I know a lot of you guys are worried and just as I am and care and so I do try to keep you guys in the loop on any updates or anything.
This is the boyfriend. I don't want to show, but I wanted to ask you, right, to speak to him. This is the brother. What do you have to say to him?
Just to speak up and just to if he have any kind of heart, just to come clean on what's the truth. That's all. That's it. Nothing much. There's nothing much I can't really even honestly say much to them. So that's
That's why I'm
that's for
just.
legal reasons.
No, I know. I'm just giving you this chance
Yeah.
to say whatever you want
Yeah,
to say on your heart.
yeah, just to
Because
hmm
you know
yeah.
they were
Like I
the
say,
last persons,
right.
and I
Just
know they got your blocks from everywhere. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
I'm giving you
Just,
your chance to say whatever you want to say right now.
I just want him to just hey, just give us truth.
Right. That's right. Speak up. Tell the truth. Shit. And this is the sister, the other bully, that was with the brother that day, that was beating on her.
Hmm.
What do you have to say to her?
I can't even say what I want to say, but hey, girl.
I know. Girl, I
I
know.
just want to let her know that hey, speak up as well.
Mm-hmm.
Be honest and speak up.
And you know what's funny about this? They have children as well, right?
I don't know them.
No, no,
I
no. I'm
honestly don't know
saying
them
the
personally.
sister has a baby now.
I don't know.
Yeah, she has a baby.
Oh,
Yeah.
this
And
must be all new because I
Pam's
don't know.
ex-boyfriend has a baby. So you would think, do the right thing. Is what I'm saying. You got kids. Do the right thing. Yeah, I be all over they stuff. Yeah, she got a baby now.
Yeah, see, I don't know them. Like I said, I barely knew her boyfriend because um I wasn't really around him a lot,
Yeah.
and even though Pam was in high school, I stayed in the same exact apartments as she did. Um, so I didn't see her a lot, like I say, and I really did. Like I said, I knew she had a boyfriend. I knew, but I really didn't know them like that. I really didn't
Yeah.
even see him until prom or something like that. And but like I
Hmm.
said, I don't know. I didn't even know his brother and him. Like I don't know his family at all, and
Yeah.
it's so weird because we're all from the same neighborhood. Like that's why we all went to the same high school. Seem like it, but yeah, I don't know them.
Yeah. And then I'm gonna pull up another picture. Now this person because she's beautiful, she's shy,
Mhm.
and you was like you're the big cuz. You was like the mother figure. You might as well say. What
No,
do you
no,
want to
I'm not gonna say
say?
a mother figure,
Not mother
but
figure,
definitely no, but
big
definitely like
auntie.
big cousin.
Big
Like,
cousin? Okay.
yeah,
Big
like,
cousin. Okay.
but I was, like I said, I was, you know how you have a cousin and they're older than you, so you look at them like you respect them.
Yeah.
So it was like that. Like, she wouldn't tell me, "Oh, I got a boyfriend." Like, it was,
Oh.
you know. So it's not like that, but I
Okay.
was,
See, I always
yeah.
look at, I guess I'm different. I look at people like mother figures, I guess, because
Oh,
never had it, so it's kind of different.
oh.
But yeah, but it's okay. But listen, what do you want to say to this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful young lady?
As always, she know because the last thing I did tell her when I dropped her off at home was that I love her. So of
Mm,
course, just to let her know that I love her, and if she can hear this or see this or whatever, just reach out, come home. But like I say, it's very, very. I'm sure she's not, but anyway, just that I love her and that I'm rooting for you to be okay and to come back, like just like you left, come back in one piece and breathing,
mm.
to come back on this
Um,
side of heaven.
Katie, do you want to say anything?
I really don't have any questions. I think we covered it pretty well. And like I said before, thank you for being her voice and continuing to stand up and fight for her. That is
Yeah,
huge in
Yeah,
this type of situation.
and not easy,
thank you.
but
It's
not
not.
easy.
It's not like people don't understand. The how much strength it takes, and then it's been finna be 8 years in May. So imagine, you still don't know the who, what, when, where, why. Like it's like not knowing is the biggest hurt that you can ever have. Just not knowing where she is, what she's doing, and who she's with, or whatever she's is going on. Like, so just the not knowing is the biggest thing that I have. That I'm stuck to just like deal with, like not knowing.
I know. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Wow. We are here to help in any way, spreading awareness, yes, of course, but
That's
other
all.
other things as well, you
Mm-hmm.
know, and you
Yes.
know that, whether it's making phone calls, making emails, anything, anything. Please, please, when you see her flyer, everyone, share it. Join her Facebook group that the cousin has made for her. Um, can can Katie, can you put that link? I don't know. Or does it have to be somebody in the group to put the link?
It won't. I don't think it will let me put the link in here.
The links
TikTok
can't
is,
go in here?
yeah, they're iffy on things like that.
Mm. Well, can you just tell us the name of the Facebook group so people could join?
The missing, and it's Shapammala Buckner.
So please, please join that Facebook group. Support her, okay? Like I said, when I see when I see a missing somebody's missing poster, I share it, right?
Mhm.
I don't just scroll past it and then wait for a update to say the person's unalive and then share it,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Because that could be prevented.
Right.
Share it.
Yep. And
Share, like,
one
yeah.
promise that I've made, and I'm sorry to cut you off, but one thing, one promise that I said I'm gonna forever keep. In the beginning, there was so much happening, so much going on, arguing, bickering. Who did everybody pointing the fingers? And as her cousin, I said one thing that I will do, and I promised everybody that anything that I find out in any update I get that's valid, I will definitely keep them updated. Like definitely. You know, I promised. You know, that was one of my top promises. And I don't break promises, so I promise.
That's
Anybody
amazing.
who
You got a good
supported
heart.
us,
Because you know why?
shared,
Because you
and
know
helped.
what this is about. You know this is about
Right.
Pam.
Exactly. Anybody who supported, shared, I really appreciate it. And like I said, I'm definitely gonna keep everybody updated.
So please, y'all share this and thank y'all for joining. You want to say anything else?
No, they're asking to join the group. I don't, like I said, I don't know how else to say it. They probably don't know how to share, spell her name. If you want to, can I don't know if you can tag whatever, but or tag me. My Facebook page. I don't care about them following me. I link both of them together. So
Okay. Let me see. How can I?
you
Let
know,
me
I
go
don't
to the
do. You
comments.
know, I'm that old girl. I don't do Instagram much, and so
Let me see. Let me write in the comment
and I
section.
always tell people that I'm an old girl. So a lot of times I don't update TikTok and I don't update Instagram. Facebook is here first, and I don't know why, but I'm just a Facebook girl. Like I've always been. You know, sometimes I forget to post it in the group, but then I'll remember, hey, this is for the group. So I do keep Facebook and the group updated.
The name of the group is what again?
I think it's called the missing, and then it's dot Shapammala Buckner. I'm believing that's what it's called. Like I said again, I wasn't the one that made the group. A girl made the group for me, but that's what I'm believing that it's called. If you put in Shapammala Buckner,
It's gonna
and
come up.
yeah, you
Yeah.
will see the group. Yeah, and once I do go on there, I'll check the the people who sent the invite or the request to get in. I have to just go through them and approve them. So like I said, it's Pamela Buckner. I don't know. Like I said, just go on Facebook and it'll pop up.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
Katie.
and when you guys
Yeah, that's the one, Katie. The right one, Katie.
okay.
Yeah, that's how it is.
Thank you, Katie. What did I do?
I don't know. Look, I would have done it worse. So,
Listen, when also hashtag, let's do a hashtag thing. Hashtag Shapammala Buckland. Hashtag Shapammala Buckland. Hashtag on every social media. Okay,
mhm.
guys? Always hashtag her. All right? Thank you guys for joining. Thank you for supporting Monica and always supporting Pam because when I heard about this case, when
Okay.
I seen this case, I seen this on Facebook on
Hmm.
some guy, I think it was a guy, some guy's Facebook thing.
Oh.
And you had comment under it. That's how I found out about it.
Oh, really?
And I comment also.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, I'm going to show you actually. I comment also and I was stunned
Really?
because it was a long post about what happened to her. And I was like, oh Lord. And
And
then
some
that's when I posted
people,
in my group. And then I kept posting and posting.
yeah, some people don't even know what really happened. So,
Yeah, it was a long post about her. Yeah, it was on some guy's thing. Yeah, and you
yeah,
had commented under it, and that's when I found out about it. I was like,
yeah.
what in the world? It just shocked me. I was like,
Hey,
and
mama.
so many years.
Yeah, it's about to be 8. Come here,
I
Ginger.
said this should have been solved. My first thought was this should have been solved.
Come here, Ginger.
You know,
Yeah,
but of
exactly.
course, we know with the police, the system is really messed up. I just tell it like it is. It's for
You
good.
know, it is,
Okay.
but and I'm like I tell everybody, I'm a logical thinker and I understand a lot. So and not, but and you know, my cousin is. Don't get me wrong, my cousin to me is top priority. If I can have her number one in everything, I would. But I understand there's so many missing people in Harris County that you know we just can't have all of their time. So I get it, you know, and I try to always be understanding and let them know, hey, you know, I understand you guys are busy, you know, but hey, you know, I'm gonna need some update, you know.
Yeah, like don't forget it.
Um,
Yeah,
yeah, you know, so that's why, you know, if they don't call me to update, I'm gonna call them to get the update. You don't have to call me,
that's
I'm gonna
right.
call you. You know, I'm gonna email you. And I'm gonna steady post her flyers. I'm gonna steady talk about her. I'm gonna steady, you know, discuss things and you
Yeah.
know, I missed a few news stories. I know Channel 11 was looking to interview me. I haven't really been able
Oh,
to. Yeah, I Troy Kless, I was supposed to text him, but you know, I like I said again, I have my own life, so I you know I have to have things too. But I am gonna get back with him pretty soon, and I'm gonna reopen of some things that like with the other pastor and just see, because I know he had a lot of things that was available, like resources that was available.
yeah, we was talking
I
about that.
yeah, and natural. She's gonna do some more stuff, and just you know
Okay.
everybody in. I've been getting. I'm not gonna even lie. I've been getting some good support. So like
Good,
I know, you
good,
know, matching
good.
them,
You need it.
they're yeah, yes,
You need
yeah,
it. You need
they're
it.
really like, you know, um, I'm gonna say extra ears and eyes, and when I can't see or understand something, they bring a lot of awareness to me, and I'm like, oh yeah, you know, so yeah,
Yeah, because we talked about that past, and I was like, girl, if he could open up doors like that,
yeah,
contact him. Yeah,
yeah,
forget about, the other
yeah,
bull
and I
crap.
know like I said, when you asked about the organizations, it was so many. Like, let me tell you, even though it may not seem like it, there's so many out here that are so supportive,
Good.
you know, that lend their time and their help. Like, you know, and though, like I said, I've never met somebody who wasn't supportive to say, "Oh no, I ain't sharing that," or no, you know, it's people, and it's even single people, or people who not part of a organization, or like I said, or like you know, I don't even know the name of a national organization, but her whole organization was there at the vigil, like on the spot with the day I had it, you know,
Yeah, I know they was at the
Lanita,
visual.
yeah, Lanita Hale, you know, and
I
then
don't know
it's
the name
like
of it
the
though.
Pastor Decker was there. It was another guy group that came went to her apartments and handed out flyers, and I didn't even know, and they just sent me pictures, and I'm like, whoa, because they invited me to do a seminar, speak at their seminar about missing people, and I went there. I mean, it's just I can't. It's so many, like maybe I'm saying about 5 or 6 actual people, like groups of people who actually lended a hand to help, and
Yeah.
sometimes I don't always see people who's offering is I know it's a lot of podcasts, but I don't really, you know, answer to a lot of those podcasts. I don't
Mm.
care to be, you know, I just be trying to get the word out about her, and so, but yeah, it's they're very. I've never met anybody that wasn't supportive. Anybody who came in my life in reference to my cousin has always been supportive, always, and a lot of
That's
my
good. You
family, they're
you need the
support.
support.
Yeah, my family, they're very supportive. And I mean, everybody's supportive of my family. It's just that everybody, some can't get on the same accord. So I just rather be the one with the real knowledge and to know and to do what I can do. And if there
You
was,
need, you know what? You need the support because I've talked to a lot of family members. The reason I asked you, are you getting support? Remember, because I asked you that before.
yeah,
I said, are you getting any help? Because I know nobody was helping you. You know what I mean?
yeah,
But I asked you that because there is a lot of family members that don't get no support.
I get with my
They don't
family.
they don't get any help. A lot of like the family members that I've talked to or I've interviewed and stuff, it's so sad because they be like, "Yep, I don't have no help."
I get help, but people don't have the strength. And just think about like some people can't. some people can't handle it, you know.
Yeah.
Like my auntie that raised Pam, she asked me to be her voice for her because and anything that I need from her to know or to anything, just reach out to her and ask her because again she's 70. She don't have the strength. So like she said, she want the young folks to handle it. And when she needs to come to get questioned at HPD or whatever, she's there. She's available, but she just don't. She's older, you know. So that's where the younger generation stand in the gap for our elders, and that's where I am.
Yeah. Some people can, because like you said, they are, they older now.
Yeah, and
They
some people have
they can
lives.
only do but so much.
Yes, and a lot of people have lives.
Yeah.
Like I know my family, a lot of them, and they have their own businesses. Like they're doctors. That we have a funeral home. We have so it's pretty big. Like so they don't really just have time. But if I need them for anything, I could contact them and say, "Hey, ABCD with Pam," and they write on it. So I think more of this if I ask. Sometimes everybody don't want to always get into everybody don't always want to cross over and get into cross over and just step on toes is probably what they feel like. So we talk about it, and just like when before I was talking to you, I was talking to one of my cousins. She may be listening, she may not be on. I don't know. I haven't seen her, but she was just talking to me about about this. So yeah, it's like a lot of them don't have the strength to do it. And like I said, my mom went to her deathbed, sad, about Pam because I'll never forget one day my mom she came home from the hospital and her being sick, and she just was kind of like, it's just so much going on, and one thing she said was. Shapammala, okay, so before my mom,
It's so
right after
sad.
Shapammala went missing, one of my aunties passed away, which was um my mom's sister. So my mom, of course, was hurt because of her Pam missing. Her sister passed away, and then she was sick. So and my mom died in 2018. So a year later, not even a year later. So yeah, my mom last one of the last things she said was, you know, Shapammala's still missing, and we don't know. And that's another reason why I vowed and kept my promise that I'm gonna continue to do what I do.
Yeah, that's
Mm,
sad.
yeah.
Wow. I'm sorry. Well, we want you to get all the help that you need. If those people were there before, hopefully they can help again.
Right. I think they are. It's just I think I'm gonna have to call. I'm gonna call a meeting. I think with my family just to see, but we'll get it together.
Yeah, or even the organizations too. You know what I mean, like the
Oh yeah,
pastor. And,
they all. I
you
mean,
know.
one thing about the organizations, they don't ever want to like overcrowd you. But what they do, they stand in the background and let you know, hey, like I get a text or call every blue moon from here and there. Even natural, she calls me or texts me and say, hey, I'm here if you need. I'm this, I'm that. She always and even if I sometimes when I feel like okay, nobody there, it seems like natural come out of nowhere and be like, hey, I'm here. If she like I say, she always honestly she just always let her presence known that she's there and she's working, in the background doing things or looking, just doing stuff that I can't see that she's doing or that she probably because she's on a side of it where more personal type. And again, remember this case is very sensitive. A lot of things can't be said. So
Yes.
yeah. So and that's another thing too. Like it's hard to speak on it when a lot can't be said.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
You did good.
Oh, thank you.
You did really good.
Did I? Oh gosh, I was nervous. I was like, what if I choke? What if I?
No, 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 no. You did really, really well.
Thank you,
Yeah.
thank you.
You
Yeah, because I
did.
know at the seminar that I spoke at, I didn't know what to do. I was like about to pass out. And I was there by myself. I didn't take anybody with me because I just felt like there was a time by myself that I needed, you know,
No,
to
you
do.
did good. You did really, really good. This is
Thank you.
about Pam, and
Yeah.
you're spreading awareness for her.
Thank
You
you.
know,
Thank you. And I
I'm just
appreciate you for everything you're doing and trying to get the word out and, spreading awareness and you doing
yeah.
like so much sharing. Like everywhere I go, I see you sharing the post, sharing the flyer. I'm like, look at her. But
Yeah, I'm
yeah,
always gonna. I've been doing this for 4 or 5 years now. I'm always gonna help anybody.
I appreciate it.
Like no matter what, like that's just who I am.
Yeah.
You know, I do. I share awareness, but I also email, and if I gotta go out there and make some noise, I do that too.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, there's stuff on the internet about that, but yeah,
Oh,
yeah, but I'm definitely glad that you came on because I think it's important for a family member to hear her, for a family
mhm.
member to come on so that people can hear Pam's story, you know,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
keep sharing her story.
Yeah. And don't, and people
Go on
always,
your platform, your channel, whatever platforms you have, put
yeah.
your camera on and talk about her story.
Yeah. I say, you know what, was the whole point of me getting a YouTube channel. So I'm actively growing that, but I don't dedicate myself to that. I do on Facebook a lot though. So
Okay.
I go live on Facebook and talk about it or something like that, but I'm
Okay.
not good at
Yeah, because that's important. So, like, because I know a lot of people, um, they say, like, spreading awareness is just if it wasn't for first of all, social media is very powerful,
it is.
very powerful. A lot of cases is pushed out because of social media.
Exactly. Yeah.
A lot of cases are solved and known about because of social media.
Yeah.
So, once a missing person goes missing or any case gets out there and it's on social media,
Hmm.
that case is gonna go whew, if you're pushing it out there.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because social media is really big.
It
It's a
is.
big thing. It's a big thing.
Yep. It really is.
Yeah. You know,
Yeah. I appreciate you so much.
no problem. Just doing what God wants me to do.
Yeah.
You know. So with that, everybody, thank you for joining and keep sharing. But most of all, keep the family in your prayers.
Yes. Please. They are much needed and
Please
appreciated.
keep the family in your prayers. And
Yes.
with that, everyone, have a blessed night. Thank you for
Thank you.
joining Brooklyn Squad. Everyone, have a blessed night. Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Bye bye.